Hi, my name's Chris Ballinger, and I have a love for learning new things. About 10 years ago, I worked at a company called Magic Geek. Yes, that's the real name of the company that I worked at. And one of my coworkers there, his name is Aiden, he started building kit guitars. That's a picture of my buddy Aiden. He's behind the drums. My sister Rachel's also in that picture. And me, and I'm holding one of the guitars that he made. And occasionally he'd have me help out with some of the design elements, some of the painting, and I really enjoyed it and always wanted to get back into it, but never found the time to do it. Well, guess what? I am making the time, and I'm making this channel just so I can make guitars, and I want to build up my skills and get to the point where I could build a guitar just from parts. No kits or anything like that, just build a guitar. And I've always thought the musical instruments make very cool gifts. Each guitar project will be inspired by the person that I'm building the guitar for, so they will be a unique, built for that person musical instrument. I'm super excited about this, and in this video I will be unboxing everything that I got to start this project. So here it is. This, I think, in this box is the guitar kit that I will be building as my first guitar build. I wanted to start off simple, and so I've decided on a very basic guitar shape. A box within a box. Okay, this is from a company called the Fretboard. This is the neck. Ooh. I'm like shaking, I'm so excited right now. Okay, so this is a maple fretboard, maple neck, from what I can tell. And actually, I was worried I was gonna have to do a whole lot of work on the frets. I am gonna kind of round them off a little bit, but they don't feel too sharp. Usually with a cheap guitar, this part feels really sharp. This part of the guitar here, they left space so that I could carve whatever I wanted into there. All right, here's the body of the guitar. Feels nice. It looks like it was made out of 4 pieces of wood. I like the grain on it. I'm gonna be covering that up. I have a plan for this guitar, and it involves just a full paint job so that you won't see any of the grain through it. But it feels good. This part here is called the scratch plate. It's gonna go right here. This bag here is full of the electronics and tuners and things like that. Okay, so these are the 2 pickups. So this will end up sitting right in here. Comes with 2 Allen wrenches. One of these I know is for adjusting the height on the saddle, which is this piece here. And I'll explain that in a future part of the video. And then there should be a truss rod running through here, and I can make adjustments right in there. I didn't know that these tools were gonna be included. That's actually really cool, and I'm excited about that. Here's the cable. It's a pretty standard thin cable. I'll show you the cable I'm used to using. I usually use this cable. You can see the difference in diameter there. It's a pretty big difference. I think this is like a super cheap little cable, but I mean, it's a beginner's kit. It's gonna serve its purpose, and if I want to, I can always just use one of the other cables, so that's cool. This bag is full of all sorts of little things. We've got some springs here. These are for the back of the tuners. I assume these put in the scratch plates. These are called string trees. They're gonna keep the strings down. These will hold the straps onto the guitar, so this is just basic hardware stuff here. This part of the guitar is what the cable will go into. So the cable goes in here, and it's gonna snap into place like that and create a connection, and it will sit into this part of the guitar right here. These are the tuners. Pretty standard device. You turn this and it turns this up here. These are all gonna go into this part of the guitar. This will hold the neck up against the guitar like this. Okay, so these are the guitar strings. I don't know anything about these. They're not branded at all. I'll probably replace these once the guitar is fully built, but these will definitely serve to align the neck and to get all the electronic components working, and then I'll replace these before I give the guitar to the person I'm gifting it to. So this type of guitar has 2 different pickups. Pickup is a magnetic component that goes here and here, and the strings go across it. It picks up the vibrations. It's basically a microphone for the strings. What this does is it's gonna control the volume of each of those pickups and possibly the tone. I'm not totally sure how this is wired. I'm gonna have to play around with it. And then this switch is gonna allow me to go from this pickup to this pickup or to use them both at the same time. And that's going to give you different tones of the guitar. If you've built one of these in the past and you have tips, things that slowed you down, things that you found made the experience better, please leave them in the comment section below. Okay, I'm going to try and use acrylic paint and then cover that acrylic paint with some sort of coating that will make the guitar hard enough to be a guitar. It could be a disaster, but that's part of the fun, so we'll see what happens. That's what's in here. Bunch of stuff in this box. These are gonna help me see the radius of the fretboard on the guitar. This part of the guitar is the fretboard, and the fretboard sometimes has a curve to it. Sometimes it's really flat, sometimes it's very curved. I'll show you on some of my other guitars. This guitar has a very flat fretboard. When you look at it straight down, that there is not much of a curve here on the fretboard. This guitar, however, has a nice curve going across this part of the fretboard. These allow you to see, by putting it on here, what the curve of the fretboard is. This little number here tells you what the radius is. So if this was a circle that continued all the way around, it would have a radius of 14. That's also gonna help me when I put the strings on the guitar, because you want the strings to be at the same curvature as the fretboard. This is a fret rocker. This is wet dry sandpaper of varying grits. This is soldering wire. Oh cool, this is also for soldering. This is cool. Okay. So it has these 4 arms, and you can position things the way you want them positioned, and then you do your soldering. Let's see what's in this one. This is like Christmas. Okay. This is the soldering iron that I chose. This is a beat up box. Okay. I am not impressed with how this was packaged. This is an airbrush. I don't even know where to begin with how unimpressed I am with the packaging on this. It was just sort of loose in this box. The airbrush itself had a high rating. It looks like this is a used airbrush. There is paint inside the nozzle of the airbrush. Yeah, this is definitely used. Look, there's a used and returned airbrush. I hope that this thing works and I didn't get a returned defective one from the one person who left a bad rating on Amazon, but there is always that possibility. Okay, maybe the next box will cheer me up. I decided to go with this box next because it has Stu Mac on the label. That is a guitar company that is very renowned. They actually have a YouTube channel and I watch it, so, and it's fantastic. But I did order this through Amazon, and okay, yes, this is making me happy. This is a fretboard file, and these are guards for the fretboard. These are these little like cushiony pieces of kind of like sandpaper, and basically they will also help me make sure that the fretboard is exactly how it needs to be before I give it to the person. I think I know what's in this one. This is guitar lacquer. This is one of my favorite colors of guitar, is this sort of Sonic or Daphne blue. I threw this in there for future guitars. This is not the color of the guitar that I'm going to build next, but it is for future projects. And then this is a clear gloss lacquer, which I'm hoping to put over the guitar that I'm building this time, hopefully to seal everything up and make it work. Because I'm trying some experimental painting on this, so this is also to prime a guitar. If my original concept doesn't work, then I'll probably use this and then some other lacquer to paint the guitar. I don't know. This could be a huge mess. I'm not sure. But I'm excited to try. This is the last thing, and I hope it's an air compressor, otherwise that airbrush is definitely not gonna work. It is! So this is an airbrush compressor. You need compressed air in order to shoot the paint out of the airbrush. Alright, that was my Amazon haul for all the guitar supplies. My plan for this channel is to build guitars for people that I know, people that I love, people that I admire, and give them to them as gifts. and this is really going to give me a jump start on making that dream come true. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is a new channel for me. I'm very excited about it. Please subscribe and hit the bell button to get notifications when new videos go up. So be sure to tune in next week to find out who this guitar is for and what I'm planning on doing with it. It is going to be super cool. I'm very excited about it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.